Everyone, how are you all? Fine, good. Yes, dear students, we are reading the story The Selfish Giant from the book It So Happened. Today we are going to read part 3 of the story and we are going to end the story. Okay, so till yet we have read like Giant had seen a beautiful picture of his garden. What was the beautiful scene? Yes, winter had gone, spring and happiness had entered again. And after watching, children were playing in his garden, his heart melted, and he allowed everyone, every child, to come into his garden and could play in it. And on the same day, he met to a little boy. Okay, and the little boy embraced him, kissed him, and showed love to Giant. And Giant was really missing him because on that after that particular day he was not able to meet the little boy. So now let's continue our story from the page number 22. We had read last every afternoon when school was over, the children came and played with the giant, but the little boy whom the giant loved was never seen again. The giant was very kind to all the children, yet he longed for his little friend and often spoke of him. How I would like to see him, he used to say. So, dear students, last we have read like he was not able to see and he was missing the little boy, and every afternoon it was the routine of the students of the school going students, and when the school was over after school time, the children came into his garden and played with the giant, but the little boy whom the giant loved was never seen again. He had never seen that boy again. The giant was very kind to all the children. Now he became very kind to he was very humble to all children. Yet he longed for his little friend, but he was loving, feeling love for his old friend only, and often spoke of him and often talk about him and how I would like to see him, he used to say. And he used to say and he used to ask every time, means how would be possible for him to, so that he would meet again. Years went by and the giant grew very old and feeble. He could not play about anymore, so he sat in a huge armchair and watched the children at their games and admired his garden. I have many beautiful flowers, he said. Now you can see in the picture, and you can just describe this picture by your own. Yes, as the children are playing here in the garden and everywhere is the happiness all around, here is the giant who become very feeble, very weak, and now he is sitting on an armchair and he was not able to play with the children. Okay, so in this para it is given like year went on, many years has passed and the giant grew very old and feeble. He was not able to play, so he always used to sit on the chair only and always used to see the children and games and admire his garden. Okay, he was just watching the beautiful sceneries and admired his garden. I have many beautiful flowers, he said, but the children are the most beautiful flowers of all. He said that I have many beautiful flowers in my garden, no doubt, but the children are the most beautiful flowers of all. It is the universal truth that the children are the most beautiful flowers of every garden. Yes, if there is no children, then there is no beauty life. Yes, one winter morning he looked out of his window. As he was dressing, he didn't hate the winter now, for he knew that it was only merely the spring asleep and that the flowers were resting. Obviously, we have changed season in our one year, like first winter, then summer, then spring, then autumn. Similarly, that in that area also, one winter morning, it was a winter season arrived, and he looked out of his window from the room as he was dressing, as he was just dressed up himself. He didn't hate the winter now. Now he was not hating the winter because he knew that it was the time when spring was resting. Okay, so it was the rest time of the spring's rest. So winter had arrived here, and after some time winter will go and spring will come back, and there the flowers were resting. Similarly, it was the time for rest for everyone. Suddenly he rubbed his eyes in wonder and looked and looked. It certainly was a marvelous sight. In the farthest corner of the garden was a tree quite covered with lovely white blossoms. Its branches were golden, and silver fruit hung down from them, and underneath it stood the little boy he had loved. So, what happened one winter morning? The beautiful scene was there. One winter morning, the giant suddenly rubbed his eyes. Okay, as you got sometimes what happened, we usually see something and it was like unimaginable, unbelievable for us. So we just want to rub our eyes. Is it true or not? So in the same way, he was rubbed his eyes in wonder. Is it true or not? And looked and looked, looking again and again for just confirming is it true or not. And it certainly was a marvelous sight for him. Okay, he had seen the wonderful scene there. What was there? In the farthest corner of the garden, okay, at the corner which is very far, which is in the very long distance there. And garden was a tree quite covered. There was a tree which was covered with the lovely white blossoms. White flowers were there. Its branches were golden, not brown, golden. It means the branches were shining, and silver fruits hung down from them. Okay, the fruits were of silver color, and branches were golden, and the white flowers were there. And underneath, under the tree, it stood the little boy he had loved. So he saw the little boy he had loved. He was longed for a long time for the little boy, and finally he arrived. He reached into his place. Okay, next, downstairs ran the giant in great joy and out into the garden. He hastened across the grass and came near to the child. And when he came quite close, his face grew red with anger. And he said, "Who had dared to wound thee?" For on the palms of the child's hands were the prints of two nails, and the prints of two nails were on the little feet. So, dear students, look at the page number 23. A picture is given to you, and above the picture, two paras are here. I am reading the first para of above the picture, second para, third para of the page. Downstairs ran the giant in great joy. So as he saw a little boy was standing there, so in the downstairs he just go there with a great happiness and reached into the garden. He hastened across the garden in hurriedly, very quickly. He traveled across the grass and came near to the child, reached to the child. And when he came quite close, his face grew red with anger. As he reached to the close reached to the boy, he filled with anger. His face grew red because he said, "Who had dared to wound thee?" This is the dialect language, and the meaning is who had dared to wound you. Thee means you. Okay, it is used for you. So it is, the meaning is who had dared to harm you. For on the palm, because the child's palm and his feet had two nails marks, prints were there, marks were there of the injury. Mark of injury was there on his hands and on his feet. So he was very angry as he saw that little boy was feeling not good. He had injury marks on his feet and on his hand. So he was asking again, "Who had dared to wound thee?" cried the giant. Means who had dared to harm you, who had harmed you. Tell me, that I may take my big sword and slay him. I will kill that person who had harmed you. Just tell me his name. Okay, I will bring my own sword and I will kill him. Tell me his name, who had given you injury. Next page, page number 24. "Nay," answered the child, "but these are the wounds of love." Child answered, "No." Nay means no, but these are the wounds of love. So the little boy told that these are the marks of love only. "Who art thou?" means who are you? Said the giant, and a strange awe fell on him. Strange awe. Awe means just kind of a feeling of respect mixed with fear and wonder. A very beautiful feeling he was just observing, and wondering environment was there. And he knelt before the little child. He just knelt down on his knees. Knelt down means sit on his knees before the child, and the child smiled on the giant and said to him. The child passed the smile and told, "You let me play once in your garden. You had given me chance to play in your garden for once. Today you shall come with me to my garden, which is paradise. Today I will bring to you with me in my garden, that is paradise." Now guess who was the boy? Yes, God Himself. Yes, in this story, uh, it may be Jesus. He may be Jesus, because I think you all have heard or not heard about the Jesus story. He was nailed down, and also he had marked on his feet and hand. So I think you should go and search about Jesus story, and you can relate the boy to the Jesus. And obviously, after if we are listening these story and these terms, then obviously he told him, the little boy told him, that you gave me chance for once to play with you in your garden. Now come to my garden, and his garden is paradise. Yes. And when the children ran in that afternoon, okay, in that afternoon, when the children entered into the garden to play, they found the giant lying dead under the tree and all covered with white blossoms. The giant was dead under the tree. He was lying dead and all are covered with white blossoms. As you can see in this picture, yes, his body was covered with the white flowers. Okay, it was the body of giant. So here is the end of the story. I hope you all have enjoyed the story, The Selfish Giant, which is one of my favorite story. I hope it will become your favorite as well. So dear students, thank you so much.